kung hindi pwede na manatili siya sa detention facility dahil sa kalagayan ng isang detainee, pwedeng iutos ng ICC na mailagay siya sa isang lugar where maayos at ma-address yung kondisyon ng isang detainee. And I was actually particularly concerned about the last pleading filed by the former counsel patungkol doon sa mga aligasyon na ilang beses na siya natumba sa loob ng detention facility. Ibig sabihin, yung sense of balance niya is at risk.
Dako lang po tayo dito sa kaso naman po ni dating Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Nasang stage na po tayo dito sa kanyang kaso dyan po sa ICC, attorney?
I've been monitoring events sa ICC, and as we all know, he already has a new counsel in the person of Attorney Peter Haynes. And I was told that the team has been preparing, for trial. But the new development that I read from the news is that he's asking the court for a review on the mental and psychological state of the client. It appears meron mga bagong lumabas na nakita ng bagong abogado na kailangan tingnan uli ng ICC whether he would be able to sustain himself to appear during the court proceedings. Kaya he's asking that the trial, which was originally set sometime September, be reset sometime on November, pending the request or the motion of the defense team to review the mental and psychological condition of the former president.
Opo, at possible din ho itong maipresenta, attorney, at possible din na kung may makita man kung sakaling hindi able ang dating Pangulo, ay maaantala na naman po yung magiging trial nitong kaso ng dating Pangulo.
I really am not sure on whether that would further delay or not, no? Kasi sa ating sistema sa loob ng Pilipinas, pwede namang hindi mag-appear yung akusado sa korte. Sa ICC, accordingly, the accused has to appear before the court during the trial phase of the proceeding. As I mentioned dito, the accused has the option, in fact has the right, whether to appear or not. And even on the matter of and this is very crucial in all criminal proceedings before the Philippine court, na kailangan ma-identify yung akusado. So even at the identity of the accused can be waived on account of the absence of, can be admitted, by the way, I'm sorry. His absence in the court, before the Philippine court, may be waived, but the counsels or the parties may stipulate as to the identity. I'm just bringing the point na pwedeng hindi mag-attend yung akusado pag dito sa Pilipinas yung kaso. Pero sa ICC, kailangan daw umappear. And having said that, I think the reason why yung bagong abogado have to seek review on the condition of the former president before he would be tasked to appear before the court for the trial.
Opo, kung mapatunayang hindi po fit to stand trial si dating Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte, attorney, at may makikita nga doon sa kanyang medical records na hindi siya fit. Pero anong possible magiging epekto po niyan? Maaari ho bang pauwiin ang dating Pangulo dahil po sa kanyang karamdaman at sa kanyang edad na rin? Pwede ho bang i-consider yun ng ICC?
Actually, merong rules under the ICC where every 120 days, the ICC or the detention facility would review the physical and mental state of the detainee for any what they call quote-unquote changed circumstance, of the detainee. That being said, the court may take action of any changed circumstances kung merong pagbabago sa kondisyon ng isang detainee. And that includes, among others, paglipat sa kanya sa labas ng detention. An option of which, as he has been praying for since last year, is interim release kung sakasakali, no? So those are some of the options that the defense team can take, but I don't want to preempt the actions or the strategy that the defense team is seeking right now, no? Pero yun nga, kung hindi pwede na manatili siya sa detention facility dahil sa kalagayan ng isang detainee, pwedeng iutos ng ICC na mailagay siya sa isang lugar where maayos at ma-address yung kondisyon ng isang detainee.
Bago ko lang ipasa kay Partner Admiral Attorney, hindi naman po pwedeng pilitin ng ICC ang dating Pangulo siguro na magsalita kung hindi na po siya fit at kung makikita ng doon sa kanyang medical records sa talagang sobrang tanda na at talagang malubha na ang kanyang karamdaman.
You mentioned about his condition, and I was actually particularly concerned about the last pleading filed by the former counsel patungkol doon sa mga aligasyon na ilang beses na siya natumba sa loob ng detention facility. Ibig sabihin, yung sense of balance niya is at risk. In fact, they're asking the court to disclose the CCTV footages which may prove na yun nga, nahihirapan siyang maglakad kung totoo man yung sinabi doon sa motion na yan. And I think the video, if ever they would allow, would show whether or not talagang nahihirapan siya. No? I mean, these are indications na kailangan tugunan ng ICC yung well-being and welfare ng isang detainee sa loob ng detention facility.
Nais din po ng bagong abogado na magkaroon ulit ng pag-check sa kalusugan po ng Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. Pero meron pong isang suspect po, no, na hawak din ng ICC ang namatay po doon sa bilangguan. Ito po ay suspect sa genocide sa Rwanda at meron din po siyang grabing sakit. Pero ang reason na hindi na siya napalaya at nakapunta sa kanyang bansa is mismo yung bansa rin ayaw na rin siyang tanggapin. Kaya though hindi na umusad yung kanyang kasi hindi na siya fit para sa trial, pero nanatili siya sa posisyon or sa kamay ng ICC dahil nga po wala pong bansa na tumatanggap po sa kanya. Attorney, kung ganito ang mangyari po sa kay Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte, nakikita niyo po ba na talagang sino po yung magde-decide kung tatanggapin pa ba siya ng bansa, ang gobyerno lang o mismo ang taong bayan na maglalahad talaga ng kagustuhan? Halimbawa lang po na mag-deteriorate na ng husto ang kalusugan ng Pangulo po, Attorney.
Mahirap tanggapin na may mangyari sa kanya sa loob ng detention facility ng ICC. And you know what I mean. Minamahal po siya ng marami. Milyon-milyon ng mga Pilipino. Hindi lang po sa loob ng Pilipinas. Lalong-lalo na rin sa labas ng Pilipinas. Mga Pilipino sa labas ng Hague, pumupunta sa Hague. Nasa lupa man o nasa barko. Nasa Europa o nasa Asia, if they have a chance to go to The Hague, just to be as near to the president, they will go to The Hague and support him. That being said, kung hindi na kaya ng ICC na tugunan yung kalagayan ng presidente, the Filipino people is more than willing to accept him and take care of him.
Opo. Attorney, huli na lang si Jade po ulit ito. Kung sakali pong magdidesisyon ang Supreme Court doon sa petisyon ni Senator Bato de la Rosa, possible ho bang makakaapekto rin yan? May domino effect doon sa mga nauna na pong mga petisyon na inihain po kaugnay dito sa kaso ni FPRRD?
If the government will continue to take the position of the ICC, which as I have said earlier, is quite strange because the ICC is not part of the institution of government in the Philippines. It is not so defined in the Philippine Constitution. So we should not take a position that is foreign to us. No? But if it happens, sa pananaw ng ICC, may mga tinatawag na other indirect co-perpetrators doon sa kaso na yan. Kasi it's possible that the other co-perpetrators might also be the ICC might also address the issue of the other co-perpetrators. Pero balikan ko lang yung sasabihin ko, sila na mismo ang nagsabi na yung I would like to put this in context, ano. Yung trigger, yung legal trigger ng foreign warrant was based on the investigation. The investigation was based on a request on the approval of the request of the office of the trial prosecutor of the ICC. All of this happened 2 years after we left the ICC. So, yun lang po ang pabalik-balik na sinasabi namin. Ano po yung legal na basihan na yung isang bagay, yung ICC warrant, lumabas on the basis of those antecedents na nangyari naman after we left. Doon ang yun ang punot dulo ng aming argumento.
Opo. Attorney, ano yung huling mensahe po ninyo? Mensahe po ninyo sa lahat po ng mga kababayan, mga Pilipino na until now ay umaasa na makakauwi, makakabalik pa dito sa Pilipinas ang dating Pangulong Duterte.
Please continue to pray for him, for his well-being, for his safety, and for his good health. We all know that he is old and unwell. Sino naman ang malakas ang kalusugan at 81 years old and under detention, and he's not getting the food that he likes as a Filipino, no? So yun po ang panawagan ko palagi, to continue to pray for him kahit na pag alam niya may mga Pilipino sa labas ng detention facility, sinasabi niya na huwag na kayo magsakripisyo, umuwi na kayo. Pero hindi mo mapigilan yung pagmamahal at pagsusuporta at panalangin para kay Mayor Rodrigo Roa Duterte, ating Tatay Digong. So please continue to pray for him.
Daghang kaayong salamat, Attorney, sa inyong pong oras at sa pagbibigay po yung impormasyon. Good morning po.